Mike Pence? What? Vice President Michael Pence, thank you for your service. You saved democracy. All things considered, you made the transfer of power possible. America owes you. Thank you for your service. We love you. Hi, I'm Clarence Richard. I am a 50-year veteran, and I am more than just concerned about democracy surviving much longer. The democracy Republicans are asking me to defend is not the democracy I fought for. Lies do matter. Lies are a democracy killer. Tell them like it is, Mitt. Mitt, tell them like it is. How do we get out of this mess?
By telling them the truth.
Billy and I are doing a short film called With Friends Like That, Who Needs Enemies? This is a story of a president crucifying his vice president for following the law. This is a story about too many congressmen biting one of the hands that feeds them. That's all. While kissing another hand that should not be feeding them, and that's money in government. Like taking money under the table, a little bit like bribery. And the Supreme Court allows that. Why in tarnation would any educated person do something like that, much less a Supreme Court thinking that's a good idea? That's the surest way to kill a democracy, and your Supreme Court is doing that.
Now, can y'all hear me all the way in the back?
Georgia had just elected 2 new senators.
Hello, Marietta, Georgia.
About the same time, anarchists set up the gallows hoping to snare them a vice president.
Soon after, President Trump would send his loyal vigilantes to storm the Capitol in what was an attempt to break democracy, kill people, and then try to get away with it. He did what he said he'd do, and Republicans did what Trump said they'd do.
And what happened? You were trying to go inside the Capitol?
Yeah, I made it like a foot inside and they pushed me out and they maced me.
And why did you want to go in?
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
Revolutions don't work, and they are insane. Look how far we have evolved when we best work together. Evolving takes collaboration. Collaboration unites Americans into the United States of America instead of the divided states of America. If you get anything out of this little movie, remember 2 things. Democrats are collaborators and Democrats are good for business.
Today you will see Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, and Kevin McCarthy at their fork in the road. They had good intentions, but only momentarily. Their lack of conviction and courage forced them to bend to the will of a wannabe dictator, make not small course corrections, but huge decisions which would wound our country beyond belief. This story is true. The names have not been changed to make Congress accountable. We're going to rough you up a little. We're going to remind you of what you said and what you didn't say, and we're going to scold you for it too. We don't want you out of office. We just want you to fess up and make a difference.
Don't take your guns to town, son. Leave your guns at home, Bill. Don't take your guns to town.
Impeach.
Oh my God.
Oh, you did a fantastic job.
Just some of the evidence proving that we won this election, and we won it by a landslide. This was not a close election.
No fighting! All your words!
Hey! Hey, you fucking cop! Stop it! Stop it!
Hey!
You
Leave him alone! He's a war veteran!
Go!
You leave him alone! He served our country!
Come on.
If he touches you, I will cripple him.
No, you don't do that. Let me take care of this. Let me take it. Stay there. Stay.
We will stop the steal.
I'm on your side.
How do you feel? I'm fucking pissed. That's how I fucking feel. 35% of these goddamn cocksuckers, and they still follow the motherfucker.
Come on.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants, and it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Well, he said he could shoot somebody and...
Okay, stop that. Don't ramp him up.
War, the collusion with fucking Ukraine.
We got it, we
collusion
got
with fucking China. And the motherfucker, he rubs it in our fucking faces every motherfucking day. I might have done it. I don't, who the fuck cares if I did, right?
The blame on everybody
Tell the
else.
Muslims to get the fuck out, right? Whatever the fuck.
We will never give up. We will never concede. It doesn't happen.
And thanks for being here. Okay, we're on the same side.
Thank you for calling me down.
Okay. Just let it be now.
Lock him up! Lock him up! Lock him up!
Lock him up! Lock him up! Lock him up! Lock him up! Lock him up! Lock him up!
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. We fight like hell, and if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
Stand in front of that impeach sign. This is what it's all about. No one's got a bigger impeach sign than I got.
I know. I've been following you.
Okay, good for us. Hi.
You guys okay?
We're good. Thank you for asking. It's a peaceful demonstration. Save our democracy! Save our democracy! Save our democracy!
Save our democracy! Save our democracy! Save our democracy! Save our democracy! Save our democracy! Save our democracy! Save our democracy!
You got voice. Josh, you got some voice today.
Now we gather due to a selfish man's injured pride and the outrage of supporters who he has deliberately misinformed for the past 2 months and stirred to action this very morning. What happened here today was an insurrection incited by the President of the United States.
What really comes down to is there are two questions. Why were we so ill-prepared?
Really? You have to ask that? You were at the helm, one of the most powerful leaders in the free world.
Second is, you got to make sure it never happens or has the ability to happen again.
First, your second question wasn't a question at all. Second, you order us to make sure it doesn't happen again. Actually, it comes down to the people who voted you in.
The violence, destruction, and chaos we saw earlier was unacceptable, undemocratic, and un-American.
By whose standards? George Washington's or Donald Trump's?
It was the saddest day I've ever had as serving as a member of this institution.
Kevin, you know what keeps me up at night? Sadly, you. You keep me up at night. You are the terror of my dreams. You make my dreams nightmares.
Now is the moment to show America we can work best together. The sham committee that's just politically driven by Speaker Pelosi.
How many people believe that?
Hold it right there. What happened to now is the moment to show America we can work best together? Did you say that?
Yeah, you heard that right, folks. Now is the time to show America we can work best together, coming straight from the mouth of Representative Kevin McCarthy. The only problem is McCarthy and his cronies seem to have the tendency to speak from both sides of their mouths. Just take a look and you'll see what I mean.
It doesn't matter today what she does with that committee because it's not going to change the outcome.
Hold on, wait a minute. Because it's not going to change the outcome? Is that what you so eloquently said, Kevin? If we investigate nothing, nothing's going to change. And you wonder why we weren't prepared. Investigations make it so we are prepared. But you know that.
I beg your pardon. Let us not assassinate this lad further, Senator. You've done enough. Have you no sense of decency, sir? At long last, have you left no sense of decency? Let us not assassinate this lad further, Senator. You've done enough. Have you no sense of decency, sir? At long last, have you left no sense of decency?
In my discussions with Judge Garland, the President's nominee to be Attorney General, I specifically raised the need to continue investigating and prosecuting anyone who broke the law that day.
Wow, so this guy has a spine after all. Excuse me. Oh, my producers are telling me I spoke too soon. Spoiler alert.
Now, Mr. President, one final matter.
One final matter? Kind of hard to choke that out with a straight face.
After careful consideration, I've made the decision to oppose the House Democrats' slanted and unbalanced proposal for another commission to study the events of January the 6th. After careful consideration.
Slanted and unbalanced House Democrats after careful consideration? Just what do you mean by careful?
After careful consideration.
So you take me for a fool.
After careful consideration.
We know you stood up to Trump for that fleeting moment, but did you not carefully consider the ramifications of your actions, which would lead you to pull a complete 180?
After careful consideration.
Turn some state's evidence and stop being so mitchy.
After careful consideration.
Were you sweeping this under the rug? What's under your rugs at home? Got any dead bodies?
After careful consideration.
Who's your daddy?
After careful consideration.
Have you considered the witness protection program?
Fraud. They say there's 66,000 people in Georgia under 18 voted. How many people believe that? I asked, give me 10. I hadn't had one. They said 8,000 felons in prison in Arizona voted. Give me 10. I hadn't gotten one. Does that say there's problems in every election? I don't buy this. Enough's enough.
And Trump was up for impeachment a second time. 50 Republican senators were asked to impeach him for the second time. I asked for 50 and I couldn't get 10.
Wisconsin Supreme Court ruled 4-3 that they didn't violate the Constitution of Wisconsin. I agree with the 3, but I accept the 4. If Al Gore can accept 5-4, he's not president. I can accept Wisconsin 4-3.
Good evening. Just moments ago, I spoke with George W. Bush and congratulated him on becoming the 43rd president of the United States.
If Al Gore can accept he isn't president, we can accept Trump isn't president, and Trump can accept he isn't president. Some congressman voted to overturn the election. I asked for 0, and you gave me 147.
Enough's enough. Pennsylvania, it went to the Second Circuit. So much for all the judges being in Trump's pocket. They said, no, you're wrong. I accept the Pennsylvania Second Circuit that Trump's lawsuit wasn't right. Georgia, they said the Secretary of State took the law in his own hands. He changed the election laws unlawfully. A federal judge said, no, I accept the federal judge even though I don't agree with it.
Lindsay, I like the outcome you chose, but what is it about the federal judge you couldn't agree with? Surely the judge was following the details of his case much closer than you could. Wouldn't you agree? And you disagreed with him. Don't get it. Count me out.
It breaks my heart that my friend, a president of a consequence, would allow yesterday to happen.
That my friend, president of consequence. What? Never heard that term before. The way you flip-flop sounds like it applies to you as well. Lindsay?
When it comes to accountability, the president needs to understand that his actions We're the problem, not the solution.
Hey, hotshot, you talk big now. I think it will be you needing to understand your accountability and lack of it becomes your legacy. Take the knee, kiss the ring, eat crow, stand down, hotshot, stand down.
Does Donald Trump bear any responsibility for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th?
No. No.
So Lindsey obviously got caught standing up to the president, but what does he say when asked if he still stands up to the president?
No.
It ain't gonna work. All I can say is count me out. Enough is enough.
Count you out? Gladly, Lindsey. Just don't let the door hit ya, or the good Lord split ya.
And Lindsey, for you, I wish what others wish. I wish you enough sun to keep your attitude bright. No matter how gray the day may appear, I wish you enough rain to appreciate the sun even more. And Lindsey, I wish you enough happiness to keep your spirit alive and everlasting. And Lindsey, I wish you enough pain so that even the smallest of joys in life may appear bigger. I wish you enough gain to satisfy your wanting. And Lindsey, I wish you enough loss to appreciate all that you possess. And Lindsey, I wish you enough hellos to get you through the final goodbye.
In the very chamber where the insurrection took place, dozens of Senate Republicans voted to block an independent commission to investigate the January 6th attack.
They'll be remembered for their role in the shameful episode in American history. That will be their legacy.
The motion is not agreed to.
This vote has made it official. Donald Trump's big lie has now fully enveloped the Republican Party.
On January 6th, I will object to the Electoral College vote. That's right. That's right. Thank you. We're going to get this done. Woo! Thank you, Georgia.
President Trump is focused squarely on overturning the election. ABC News has learned details of an Oval Office meeting Friday night with a noted conspiracy theorist and his former national security advisor, Michael Flynn.
Those who choose to continue to support his dangerous gambit by objecting to the results of a legitimate democratic election will forever be seen as being complicit in an unprecedented attack against our democracy.
The Lincoln Project, a political action committee formed by former Republicans to attack President Trump, also shone a spotlight on Senator Hyde Smith and the other 5 Republicans opposing Arizona's election results, using the hashtags Seditious6 and Remember Their Names. Uncle Sam, notorious advocate for the common man, tried to talk to Senator Cindy Hyde Smith last year about her voting behavior. Instead, Sam was thrilled to meet a most delightful young lady from Mississippi. Please take a listen.
Hi, it's another newsletter day. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
This is Senator Reed knows.
Yes, we pass them along.
Okay, well, you pass them along, but you haven't really seen the senator reading them.
Well, I give them to her.
Okay, well, that's your part. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm just thinking about you, because you're going to be on this planet a lot longer than I am.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm fighting for you, and the party of Trump is not going to do you any favors. I'm an engineer, and this just does not add up. So please, if you can get the senators to vote, I mean, Republican at least, not party of Trump. I mean, I'm an independent voter. It is Democrat, it is Republican, but it is never the party of Trump.
Yes,
so please, I fought for my democracy. It's her turn to fight for ours.
Yes, sir.
And she can do it.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you for coming in and putting so much time into this.
Breaking news, Mitt Romney was the only Republican senator who voted to convict President Donald Trump in his first impeachment trial. In February 2021, he joined 6 other Republicans in voting to convict in his second trial. Mitt, what a guy. He was the only one to vote to impeach both times.
The following Republicans gracefully put country over party by voting to convict at President Trump's second impeachment trial. Mitt Romney, Utah. Susan Collins, Maine. Lisa Murkowski, Alaska. Pat Toomey, Pennsylvania. Ben Sasse, Nebraska. Richard Burr, North Carolina. Bill Cassidy, Louisiana. The following Republicans voted to overturn the election, citing baseless claims of election fraud. Viewer discretion is advised.
They'll be remembered for their role in the shameful episode in American history. That will be their legacy.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Hey, this land.
The best way we can show respect for the voters who are upset is by telling them the truth.
The following 35 Republicans voted to block a commission to investigate the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Viewer discretion is advised. John Barrasso, Wyoming. John Bozeman, Arkansas. Shelley Moore, Capitol, West Virginia. John Cornyn, Texas. Tom Cotton, Arkansas. Kevin Kramer, North Dakota. Mike Crapo, Idaho. Ted Cruz, Texas. Steve Daines, Montana. Joni Ernst, Iowa. Deb Fisher, Nebraska. Lindsey Graham, South Carolina. Chuck Grassley, Iowa. Bill Haggerty, Tennessee. Josh Hawley, Missouri. John Hoeven, North Dakota. Cindy Hyde-Smith, Mississippi. Ron Johnson, Wisconsin. John Kennedy, Louisiana. James Lankford, Oklahoma. Mike Lee, Utah. Cynthia Lummis, Wyoming. Roger Marshall, Kansas. Mitch McConnell, Kentucky. Jerry Moran, Kansas. Rand Paul, Kentucky. Marco Rubio, Florida. Rick Scott, Florida. Tim Scott, South Carolina. Dan Sullivan, Alaska. John Thune, South Dakota. Tom Tillis, North Carolina. Tommy Tuberville, Alabama. Roger Wicker, Mississippi. Todd Young, Indiana.
Today we saw intelligent men needlessly arguing with themselves. They don't know what to do. They painted us in a corner, and they gave our power to a total madman.
We heard from congressmen acting against our own interests. We are looking for leaders, not those guys. We have a democracy to maintain and a plan to save. The Ronald Reagan trickle-down economic theory doesn't work for everyone. Ronnie, what is it about the little people you don't like? Ronnie, newsflash, all that power and money, you can't take it with you. Hey, your backroom deals aren't getting the job done. Unregulated capitalism is just that, unregulated. I'm an engineer. It doesn't add up. I'm talking to you, Lindsey and Mitch and McCarthy, and I'm also talking to you, Supreme Court. I don't buy it. Enough is enough.
Well, speaking of the Supreme Court, it would not be surprising that there's a few bad apples in that bunch. You want proof? So how did the 9 judges vote, and what administration put them on the bench? Vote on what? Citizens United, the most damaging law allowing corporations to run the country. And now we have a free-for-all in our government.
The impact of the Citizens United decision. Outside groups have spent over $4.4 billion in federal elections since the Citizens United decision. Of the $4.4 billion, nearly $1 billion has been spent in federal elections as untraceable dark money expenditures. 86% of all outside spending in federal elections in the past 30 years has come in the 10 years since the decision. Those who voted in favor of the decision include Justice Anthony Kennedy, nominated by Ronald Reagan; Justice John Roberts, nominated by George W. Bush; Justice Samuel Alito, nominated by George W. Bush; Justice Antonin Scalia, nominated by Ronald Reagan; Justice Clarence Thomas, nominated by George W. Bush. while those who opposed include Justice John Paul Stevens, nominated by Gerald Ford, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, nominated by Bill Clinton, Justice Stephen Breyer, nominated by Bill Clinton, Justice Sonia Sotomayor, nominated by Barack Obama.
You get what you paid for. Unregulated capitalism and world unrest. Democrats are good, and Democrats are good for business.
So what's relevant to you about us? I am the middle guy of a 3-generation veteran family. My father, Nicholas, a World War II Army veteran, died at 80 years old. He enlisted to fight off Japan. Myself, Clarence Richard, aka Uncle Sam, I am a Cold War Army veteran. And my son, a Persian Gulf Navy veteran. God bless his soul. He died unexpectedly at 32 years old. I think of him every day. He enlisted because he wanted to serve, and serve he did. What is relevant about us three amigos that you should know? All three of us enlisted for the right reasons. Fun fact, 10% of the insurrectionists were veterans. They enlisted for the wrong reasons.
Reports are in that veteran participation in the insurrection have now jumped to 20%. That's 1 in 5.
Anyone participating committed treason. Plain and simple, a vet participating in treason is criminal and should be jailed. Any vet participating should be given a post-service dishonorable discharge. I'll deliver it myself. This is so disgraceful. What drew me to this project, you ask? I dream a lot. I dream that humanity shall evolve before it kills itself. Being with a bunch like this shows you what evolving is like, and we're not going nowhere.
First, we study where we went wrong, and we change our habits. We educate them by telling them the truth, even when it's inconvenient. We must do our part to ensure future generations are raised in an America they can be truly proud of, one free of tyranny and lies. It's about taking the steps to make change that matters.
Donate today and contribute to the cause. Links can be found in the video description. You can also scan the QR codes for direct access. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our content with your friends.